Hi guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we will do the hands-on coding on the topic exchange. Like we have already discussed about the topic exchange, and we use these components like producer, topic exchange, queues and consumers. Now we have this as a whole to work as a queue mechanism, right? But we need to create all these components from the scratch. Okay, so let's start with the queues first. This is my Spring Boot application. Now for the first, I'll create a configuration class. Okay, so since this is a configuration class, I'll mark it as @configuration so that it will be available in the class path. Now the first component is queues. We'll create the queues with the name of electronics, garments and food. So let's quickly create 3 queues. Okay, 3 are electronics queue, return new queue with the name electronics with capital E. Okay, now we'll mark it as a string B. Now just copy paste the code. Great. Sorry. Food. Okay, so these three queues are ready. Like we have created one component. Now we'll create the second component, that in exchange. Okay, now we need to, since it's a topic exchange, I'll just return the topic exchange. Now what it will give me, return new of topic exchange. Okay, now we'll rename it as topic exchange. Okay, now we'll mark this as Spring B. Okay, let's mark everything as public. Okay, so we have created a exchange. Now what we need to bind these exchanges with the queues. Okay, now we are using this routing key to bind this. Like we already discussed, we use the binding key between these two, right? So for electronics we'll use this, for garments we'll use this, and for food and exchange we'll use this. Okay, let's create the binding. So since we have 3 queues, we need to create 3 bindings. Okay, so it will take queue. Okay, so first one, let's name it as electronics queue and topic exchange. Right, we'll return with binding builder dot bind queue, which we will pass as a parameter with the exchange. Right, now we need to use the routing key. So the routing key over here is star dot electronics dot star. Okay, we'll use star dot electronics dot star. Okay, but this also will mark it as a string B. So we have created one association, right? Now to create those two, now for garments queue we are using star dot garments dot star. Okay, so and for food we're using hash dot food. Let's hash dot food. Okay, now we need to create a message converter. Okay, which will return us new of Jackson to JSON converter. We'll mark this as Spring E. Let's mark everything as public to register this converter with our AMQP. Okay, now it is public AMQP template. It will take connection factory Now is rabbit template equal to new rabbit template, which will take connection factory as a parameter. Now we'll set our message converter. We'll return the repeating template. Okay, we'll mark this as also Spring Mail. Okay, now our configurations are ready, so we are done with this part. Okay, now we need to create this message component. Okay, now we'll create a new class called message. Okay, now we'll have this private string routing key, private string exchange now, and private custom message. This is the message what we'll be sending. Okay, now we need to create this class. We'll create here only. Now we have private string text and private string quantity. Okay, so this QUAN. Okay, now this is the message we will be sending as a JSON, right? Now to create getter and setters, we can take help of Lombok, and we can use @data annotation, @all constructor annotation, and nuance constructor annotation. So this will make our pojos clean. Okay, so now our message is also ready. Now we need to create our producers. Just create message controller. This REST controller will act as a producer for us. Let's annotate it as REST controller to create the API. We'll use message. We'll use the post mapping since we need to send these data, right, by the REST API. Now we'll use @post mapping. Okay, public get data, that it is request body, message is our return type. So what we will do, to send the data we need to use rabbit template. Okay, so we'll just inject it over here. Since we've already provided it as a Spring Mail, it will be injected over here. Okay, now we'll take help of this rabbit template. Now we'll use the first one, which takes exchange routing key and object. So our message has exchange. Okay, message has routing key, and message has get message. So we'll just send the data and fire and forget, and we'll send here success. Okay, so we are done with this part. Okay, now we'll start our application. Okay, now we'll use our postman. So here, this is our routing key. If you see our presentation, here we have this as our routing key. So according to this, since this is a routing, since we are using routing key to bind a star dot garments dot star, this means it will match with any routing key which has one word before it and one word after it, right? Since star, you can take it as one word. Okay, and hash means any number of word, means one or many. Okay, so according to this routing key, this has a garment word, and we have one word before this and one word after it. So it will, this key will match this routing key. Now, okay, now for the second one, this food, it should end with food. So before that, it can have one or many, right? So we have two words and it end with food. In this key also, we need one word before the electronics, one word after the electronics, which we don't have. So according to this, we should be able to get this garment queues and food queue should be able to get the message, right? Let's try it out. Now I'll be sending as laptops, and let's make it 400. Okay, I'm using topic exchange over here, the name of the exchange, and this is my routing key. Now I send, I got the success. Now if you go to the UI, so here we have our topic exchange. Now we got two queues, and now if you see, the food and garments only have the message and this doesn't have any message. Let's go to food, let's get the message. So we have laptops and 400 as a quantity, right? Let's check other queue, garments. So we have laptops, other queue. Okay, so it is working properly. Now let's purge this message so that if we use our queues, then we'll be able to see. Let's purge our queue, because once we see our consumer, it should work fine, right? Now let's create a class called consumer. So consumer can be your, so if you see here we have three different applications, so you can have as a different applications as well, right? I'll create it as a separate class. Okay, let's mark it as @component so that it will scan it. Now to make anything as consumer, we just need to use only one thing. We need to mark this particular method as @rabbit listener. So I have shown you, right? Consumers will always be associated with the queues. So we need to give queues equal to the name of the queues, that is electronics, garments, and food. So I'll create TRONICS. To avoid the renaming issues or the typos, it's always better to create the constants. Okay, now if you see over here, we are sending the message as our custom message. So this get message is this our custom message. Since we are sending this, so we'll be receiving this. So we'll be receiving this message. Okay, let's print it out. I have got the message. Okay, let's print the message. Now for other queues as well, right? Now let's restart our application. Sorry, here it will be comments, here it will be food, and here it will be electronics. Let's restart our application. Okay, now we go to our postman. Now we have like MacBook, I need 100. It's a success. Now if you see, we got from the garments queue data and then the electronics queue, right? So this is our topic exchange. I hope you understood it. I will see you in the next video with the header exchange. Thank you.